Hello and welcome back. In this session we're going to look at conditional statements, in particular the if statement. Our learning outcomes will be how to use or make a decision in C Sharp. For instance, if our code is going down, we may have to evaluate some some condition, okay, and will that condition be true or false? Again, so the if statement is the one we're going to start with this. Um, with the if statement, it must be Boolean. Okay, so therefore, what I mean by that is, when the condition is set, there must be an answer, and the answer is either true or false, and how we'll evaluate. So we'll execute a piece of code if it's true, or execute a piece of code if it's false. So let's go over to the code and have a look. So here we are at the code, and what I'm going to do here is just declare a couple of variables. I'll start off by declaring one variable, a string, and I'll call it name, and I'll set that to my own name. Okay, why not? Okay, and terminate the line. Okay, so let's look at the construct of an if statement. First of all, I'll type in the if. Okay, a set of parentheses. Again, this will hold the condition. I'll have an opening brace and a closing brace, and between these two braces this will evaluate the condition if it's true. Okay, so let's look at this. So I'll type in the variable, which is name. Okay, and is the name equal to, so two equal to signs there, Damien. Okay, so we can see there that it is, does name equal Damien? It does. So therefore it's going to execute the piece of code between these two braces. So let's put in a piece of code. Console dot writeline. Okay, write will do. Okay, my name is the condition is true. Is true. Okay, so that will appear out on the console. Okay, so let's compile this bit of code. I'll run this. Okay, and let's see what we get. Okay, so you can see there, once I ran the code, it started off, it took the name, it checked, is Damien equal to Damien? So the variable name equal to Damien, it is, so therefore it executed this line of code. And here we can see it on the console. Okay, so let's say what happens if the condition is false. Okay, so I'll change that to John. Okay, now in this case the condition is false, so let's run that code again, and you can see here I get a blank screen. Again, the condition wasn't met, so therefore the program just continued on and came down to this console read line, and it was holding on there. Okay, if we want to, so again the first block of code, if you want to call it that, is going to evaluate if it's true. If we want to show if it's not true, I'll use the else. Again, there's going to be no condition here, so I'll open a brace and close the brace there. And again, this piece of code, or this whatever's between the braces here, will execute if the condition is not met. So I'll just copy this and put it in here. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, and I'll just change that to false. Okay, and what I'm going to do now is execute this piece of code. Okay, and again you can see there the condition is false. So what happened here? C Sharp started off and read the variable in. Okay, and then in the condition is name, which is held Damien. Okay, is that equal to John? Okay, so it's not, the condition wasn't met, so therefore this piece of code will not execute, and it comes down to the else, and that's where it executes. And this is what I mean by Boolean. Okay. Again, there are a couple of other things we can do with an if statement. I can add in, okay, an else if. Okay, I'll just come down here a bit. Okay, and in the middle of this code, what I'm going to do is else if, and the condition, okay, and an opening brace and a closing brace. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm just tidy this up. Okay, and okay, so again, if this condition is true, okay, which it's not, it's going to skip that line and now test another condition. Well, else if, well, that's not true, so I'll come down here and test this condition. Okay, so what I can do here, if name equals John, now the else if condition is met, so I'll just copy that bit of code there. Okay, copy and paste it in here. So this condition, if this is going to check against this condition, again the condition now is being met, so therefore this will execute and the else one will just be ignored. Okay, because again, as I said there at the very start of the presentation, that the condition will be Boolean. So therefore it's only going to have one output, okay, with the one that's true. The condition either is met or it's not met. So let's execute this piece of code. Okay, and again, when I execute now, it should show that the condition is false. Okay, let me see what I've done wrong there. Okay, else if John. Oh, sorry, I put in the same thing there. So else I'll go over Damien. Okay, so Damien is now held in the else if. Okay, in that way I had the two of them the same. So let's run this again. Okay, my mistake there. Sorry about that. Okay, so you can see there the condition is true. So it started off again, is name equal to John? It's not, so then it skips down, tries the next condition, else if, well, is name equal to Damien? It is, so it executes that piece of code that the condition is true, which was this one here. And then it completely ignores the else statement there. So again, the if statements are very, very handy. They'll be used a lot throughout the rest of the course when we're evaluating a piece of code or doing something like that. Okay, thank you for your attention.